Just when fans thought they knew everything about Hallmark heartthrob Chris McNally, a shocking twist has sent the internet into a frenzy. Whispers of an unexpected connection between McNally and his former co-star Eloise Mumford have exploded into full-blown scandal, and now fans are scrambling for answers. What really happened behind the scenes? Is this just a case of Hollywood gossip gone wild, or is there more to the story than anyone ever imagined? Buckle up, this one's got romance, betrayal, and secrets that could change everything. On a day dedicated to celebrating fathers around the world, a single heartfelt message pierced through the noise of social media timelines, and it came from someone many Hallmark fans hold dear. Actress Julie Gonzalo, known for her roles in romantic dramas and her graceful charm, took to X, formerly Twitter, to celebrate her real-life leading man Hallmark favorite Chris McNally. But this wasn't just another generic Father's Day post. It was a rare, deeply personal acknowledgement of the life they share behind closed doors with their daughter. Happy Father's Day to all wonderful dads, but most of all at Chris McNally, Julie wrote simply. The post was short, sweet, and sentimental. But in that single line, fans heard volumes. What followed was a flood of emotional reactions. Fans from across the globe applauding Chris, not for his acting, not for his smoldering charm on screen, but for something far more meaningful, his commitment to fatherhood. We love the joy in his voice and the look on his face when he talks about being a dad, one user wrote. That couldn't happen without you by his side, another added, acknowledging Julie's role in this journey. Chris is a keeper, someone else declared, echoing the sentiment of many who have followed his Hallmark career with admiration. This moment marked something rare in the often tightly sealed world of celebrity relationships. Chris and Julie are famously private. They've never revealed the name of their daughter, rarely share images together, and often avoid direct confirmation of their relationship status. Yet this single post cracked open a window into their world, and what fans saw was something real, grounded, and filled with love. To understand why this moment resonated so deeply, we have to rewind. Chris McNally and Julie Gonzalo met while filming the Hallmark movie The Sweetest Heart in 2018. At the time, the two shared easy chemistry on screen, a spark that many chalked up to good acting and a well-written script. But behind the scenes, a quiet romance began to blossom. Unlike many Hollywood love stories, theirs didn't unfold on red carpets or through tabloid leaks. Instead, it matured away from the spotlight. By June 2022, the couple surprised fans when Julie announced the birth of their baby girl through a low-key Instagram post showing a tiny hand nestled in hers. "Welcome to the world, baby M," she captioned the photo without tagging Chris or providing further details. It wasn't until months later that fans put the pieces together. Chris was the father, and the couple had managed to keep their pregnancy entirely private. In an era of oversharing, this discretion felt like a breath of fresh air. But it also meant that every rare glimpse into their family life, like Julie's Father's Day message, felt all the more poignant. What makes Chris McNally's journey as a father so compelling is how candidly he's spoken about the shift in his priorities. In an interview with Entertainment Tonight in March 2023, he offered a rare look into how fatherhood has reshaped his world. "Fatherhood is fantastic. It's my favorite job," he said, beaming. "It's a job I've always wanted to do, and I'm really, really grateful that right now, at least, I've got a wonderful dad job." For many, that quote alone was enough to send hearts fluttering. Here was a man celebrated for his romantic roles, turning heads in Hallmark hits like When Calls the Heart, but who saw his most important role not as a character in a script, but as a father in real life. Chris continued, "For When Calls the Heart, we filmed 4.5 months so I can be really present with her. And then I get the rest of the year, which is like, it's just such a blessing. I've just been on dad mode and it's fantastic." This admission struck a chord with fans, particularly those who have watched the actor's rise over the years. He's portrayed cowboys, boyfriends, husbands, and heartbroken leads, but here was a man not chasing scripts, premieres, or spotlights. Instead, he was chasing bedtime stories, baby giggles, and little milestones in a toddler's life. Though neither Chris nor Julie post frequently about their child, their values shine through in their occasional interviews and social media activity. Fans and followers quickly picked up on a shared philosophy: presence, privacy, and partnership. Julie's choice to avoid using her daughter's name online wasn't accidental, it was intentional. In a time when celebrity children often become unwitting media personalities before they can talk, the couple has decided to shield their daughter from that world, allowing her to grow up outside the glare of fame. Protecting their daughter's identity isn't just about safety, one entertainment psychologist noted. It's also a sign that both parents value giving her a normal childhood. Chris's commitment to being present echoes this. For an actor who could easily chase back-to-back roles, has chosen instead to balance work with long stretches of downtime, what he calls dad mode. His modeling something very powerful, a fan wrote. You don't have to give up your dreams to be a good parent. But you do have to be intentional. In many ways, Chris McNally is living proof that Hallmark's signature romance heroes aren't just fantasy. They can exist in real life too. His fan base has always adored him for his sensitivity, his nuanced performances, and his unshakable screen presence. But this Father's Day brought something else to the forefront: his quiet devotion to family. This matters in an age where celebrity scandals often dominate headlines. Here was a story about love, stability, and the things that truly endure. This is the kind of love story we need more of, one user posted on Facebook. Not the flashy kind. The real kind. As When Calls the Heart gears up for another season, fans are curious about what's next for Chris McNally both on and off screen. Will he take on new roles? Return to movies? Or will he, as is hinted, continue prioritizing time with his daughter? Whatever the answer, one thing seems certain: Chris McNally isn't just building a career. He's building a life. And in that life, Julie Gonzalo and their little girl aren't just supporting characters. They're the whole story. The outpouring of love and admiration following Julie's tweet proves something fundamental. People crave authenticity. In a world of filters and curated perfection, it's the small, unscripted moments that resonate most: a partner honoring her co-parent, a dad who sees his daughter as his life's greatest role. Thousands of fans responded with messages, artwork, and even poems, all echoing the same sentiment: Chris isn't just a Hallmark hero. He's a real-life one, too. I'm crying reading this. You can tell he loves being a dad, one user said. Julie, thank you for sharing this. You didn't have to, but we're so glad you did. Julie Gonzalo's tweet may have been just one sentence, but it told an entire story, a story about love, parenting, partnership, and the quiet power of showing up for the people who matter most. Chris McNally may still be captivating millions with his roles on television, but the greatest story he's telling today is the one he's writing at home, with bedtime snuggles, early morning giggles, and the unwavering presence of a father who truly shows up. As far as fans are concerned, it's the best role he's ever played. And thankfully, it's one with no ending in sight. In a turn of events that no one saw coming, the Hallmark world is reeling from a scandal that has left fans stunned, insiders whispering, and reputations teetering on the edge. Chris McNally, often seen as the quintessential Hallmark leading man with his warm smile and quiet charm, has been thrust into a swirling storm of controversy, and at the center of the chaos stands Eloise Mumford, his former co-star and longtime friend. What started as a seemingly innocent reunion on the set of a yet-to-be-announced project has spiraled into a media frenzy, raising questions about loyalty, trust, and the hidden pressures of stardom. Fans who once adored the duo for their on-screen chemistry are now grappling with rumors of off-screen tension, secret rendezvous, and a potential breach of personal and professional boundaries that threatens to fracture Hallmark's carefully curated image. It all began with a single photo, blurry, unassuming at first glance, and posted late one night by a paparazzi source with a cryptic caption, "Not just co-stars anymore." The image showed Chris and Eloise seated at a quiet rooftop bar in Vancouver, leaning in close, faces lit by soft candlelight and expressions lost in what appeared to be an intense conversation. Within hours, fan pages exploded with speculation. Was this just a friendly meetup between colleagues who had shared the screen years ago? Or was something deeper unfolding, something that the public wasn't meant to see? By morning, hashtags like Chris and Eloise and Hallmark scandal were trending. The Hallmark fanbase, known for its loyalty and passion, was instantly divided. Some fans rushed to defend the actors, calling it an overblown reaction and a desperate attempt by tabloids to create drama where none existed. Others, however, pointed to a series of recent oddities in McNally's otherwise calm public presence, a quietly deleted photo with his longtime partner Julie Gonzalo, a missed appearance at a promotional event for When Calls the Heart, and now this mysterious meeting with Eloise Mumford. Suddenly, the perfect image began to crack. Eloise Mumford, equally adored by viewers for her poise and relatability, found herself uncharacteristically silent in the face of the growing speculation. Known for engaging candidly with fans on social media, she made no mention of the photo, the meeting, or the media firestorm that followed. It wasn't until a week later, during an unrelated podcast interview for Villa Amore, that she was asked almost offhandedly about the dinner with Chris. Her reply was short, almost rehearsed. "Chris is a wonderful person, and sometimes you just need to talk to someone who understands the world you live in." The internet didn't buy it. Reddit threads popped up overnight dissecting every word, every pause. Was this a casual brush-off or a subtle admission of something more? Meanwhile, sources close to Hallmark's executive circle began leaking whispers that the network was deeply concerned about the optics of the situation. Hallmark's entire brand is built on comfort, predictability, and wholesomeness, values that don't play well with rumors of betrayal or hidden affairs, no matter how unfounded. As the story gained traction, insiders revealed that an upcoming holiday film featuring McNally had been quietly delayed for post-production reasons, though many suspected it had more to do with protecting the brand than editing. Behind the scenes, the pressure was mounting. McNally, typically calm and gracious with press, was reportedly shaken. According to a source close to the actor, he had confided in friends that he felt ambushed by the narrative, insisting that the dinner with Mumford had been purely platonic and rooted in a shared desire to reconnect after years apart. They weren't hiding, the source said. But they didn't expect to be watched either. Still, when Julie Gonzalo, McNally's partner and the mother of his child, unfollowed both Chris and Eloise on Instagram, fans took it as a silent confirmation of the rumors. The timeline of events grew murkier by the day. Tabloid outlets dug deeper, unearthing an old interview in which McNally had once said that Eloise was one of the few people in the industry who always felt like home. That quote, romantic in tone and resurfaced with strategic timing, only added fuel to the fire. Then came a voice note leak, allegedly from a background crew member describing palpable tension on set during a commercial shoot that had involved both actors earlier in the year. The note, anonymous and unverified, suggested that their connection had been more than friendly even then and that everyone on set had noticed. But what is the truth beneath all this speculation? For every whisper of scandal, there is a counter-narrative insisting on innocence, on coincidence, on the dangers of drawing conclusions from photographs and silence. Both actors have long histories of professionalism, kindness, and respect for their craft. Could it be that two longtime colleagues, both navigating the complicated world of fame and personal loss, simply found comfort in conversation? Or is there, as some fans believe, a deeper story being carefully managed behind closed doors? The Hallmark Channel has yet to make an official statement, but the ripples are already evident. Press appearances have been cancelled. Promotions delayed. PR teams are working overtime, carefully curating the optics and trying to navigate a situation that feels increasingly volatile. What's perhaps most telling is the silence. In an age where stars are quick to issue clarifying tweets or post statements to Instagram stories, both McNally and Mumford have chosen restraint, a move that some interpret as dignity and others as calculated evasion. Meanwhile, fans are left to piece together fragments. On TikTok, creators have made dozens of speculative videos mapping out timelines, drawing connections, and theorizing about what really happened in Vancouver. Some claim to have seen them together a second time, this time at a bookstore just days before the photo was leaked. Others argue that this is all a fabricated drama, that two people meeting in private should not be grounds for scandal, and that the real story is our culture's obsession with controlling celebrity narratives. And yet, there's no denying the emotional weight of the situation. Hallmark, for many, represents not just entertainment but an escape, a place where love is simple, where good people find each other, and where happy endings are guaranteed. To have two of its most beloved stars caught in such murky waters feels, to fans, like a personal betrayal. The story challenges the illusion. It reminds viewers that behind every perfect on-screen couple is a complex, real-life person with feelings, flaws, and struggles. As we move further from the initial flashpoint, one thing is clear: this story isn't going away. Whether it fades into obscurity or erupts into something more explosive depends largely on what happens next. Will Chris or Eloise break their silence? Will Julie Gonzalo speak publicly? Will Hallmark recast, restructure, or simply ride out the storm? At this point, anything is possible. In the days since the photo first surfaced, Eloise Mumford has been spotted in New York attending a private charity event, while Chris McNally was seen returning to Los Angeles. No public interaction. No comments. Just space, intentional, measured space. But in the world of celebrity, even silence speaks volumes. What's most intriguing about the unfolding drama is not the alleged romance or betrayal, but what it reveals about the way we consume fame. Why are we so eager to believe in the downfall of the very people we celebrate? Why do we crave scandal, especially from those who've made a career out of delivering comfort? Is it curiosity? Schadenfreude? Or something deeper, a need to know that even the people who seem to have it all are just as human as the rest of us? As the dust settles, fans wait, speculate, and refresh social media feeds for any clue as to what will happen next. For now, all we have are fragments of photo, a few interviews, some digital silence, and a whole lot of questions. But if there's one thing we've learned from Hallmark movies, it's that the truth always finds a way to the surface, even if it comes with heartbreak along the way. The Hallmark Channel's newest romantic film, Villa Amore, premiered on Saturday, June 21st, at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, and it's already winning hearts across the globe. Starring Eloise Mumford and Kevin McNally, the movie transports viewers to the sun-drenched streets of Rome, Italy, in a story that intertwines love, heritage, and a second chance at life. Part of the network's Passport to Love series, Villa Amore offers more than just beautiful scenery. It invites the audience to emotionally invest in characters who are at once relatable, flawed, and deeply human. The movie begins when Liara, played by Eloise Mumford, impulsively purchases an old villa in Rome, the same villa where her parents first fell in love decades earlier. Caught between the grief of losing her father and the desire to reconnect with her roots, she decides to renovate the property into something meaningful. But the process is anything but simple. From crumbling staircases to language barriers and above all her own uncertainty, Liara soon realizes she can't do this alone. Enter Leo, portrayed with charm and emotional depth by Kevin McNally, a lawyer-turned-renovator who reluctantly takes on the challenge of helping Liara bring the villa back to life. What unfolds is a love story not just between two people, but between generations, between cultures, and between past and present. What makes Villa Amore especially compelling is its visual authenticity. The film was shot entirely on location in Rome, Italy during the vibrant spring season of early 2025. The production took advantage of the city's unique mix of ancient ruins, bustling markets, and quiet gardens, capturing both the grandeur and the intimacy of Italian life. According to Mumford, filming in Rome was a dream come true. In an interview with the Happy Place blog, she shared that her mother accompanied her on the shoot and would explore local markets while Mumford worked. Every night, she'd return to the apartment exhausted, only to find her mother had cooked delicious meals from fresh Roman ingredients. It was, as Mumford put it, not only delicious but so full of love. McNally also expressed his adoration for the location. Speaking with Swoon, he said that while Rome itself was unforgettable, his favorite part of the experience was the people. The crew was 100% Italian, and it was an absolute joy to go to work with them every day, he recalled. He spent weekends wandering through side streets, sipping espresso in quiet cafes, and observing the rhythms of a city that has seen thousands of years of life, love, and loss. Director Claire Niederpruem, known for her character-driven storytelling and emotional range, shared photos of the cast and crew filming in Rome. The images show sunlit gardens, historic courtyards, and behind-the-scenes snapshots that only deepen the viewer's appreciation for the labor of love this film truly was. Mumford mentioned that some of her favorite spots in the city included Palatine Hill, the Botanical Garden of Rome, and Antico Forno Roscioli, which served not only as a beloved takeout spot but also as one of the film's exterior locations. Other filming locations included the vibrant Emporio Central and Illinois Mayo Salumiere, a butcher shop where several marketplace scenes were filmed. These sites weren't just beautiful, they were lived in, full of character and life, and added an organic authenticity to every frame. Kate Gordon, one of the writers and producers, posted a heartfelt message at the end of filming, 5 incredible weeks in Italy. Long hours. New friends. Stunning locations. So much gelato. And one beautiful love story. But the charm of Villa Amore extended beyond the human characters. One unexpected star of the film was Giuseppe, a donkey who appears throughout the movie and becomes a sort of symbolic guardian of the villa. In a delightful podcast appearance on Heart in Motion, the film's producer shared that Giuseppe wasn't part of the original script. The role was initially written for a goat, but when they couldn't secure one, the local animal wrangler introduced Giuseppe, and he quickly became a crew favorite. In fact, the producer revealed that he proposed to his longtime partner during their stay in Italy. "There was something in the air," he said. "Italy has a way of making you feel like anything is possible, as with any great romance. Villa Amore is more than a story about two people falling in love. It is about honoring the past while building a future." The villa itself serves as a powerful metaphor throughout the film. It is old, worn, and full of imperfections, much like Liara and Leo, who are both carrying emotional baggage. But with care, patience, and teamwork, the villa begins to bloom again. This mirrors the personal growth the characters undergo as they learn to trust each other and themselves. Nida Pruitt explained in an interview that she wanted the villa to feel like a third lead character. "The cracks in its walls reflect the cracks in our characters," she said. "But that's what makes it beautiful. It's been lived in, loved, and abandoned, just like all of us. And like all of us, it deserves a second chance." Eloise Mumford's portrayal of Liara is both heartfelt and grounded. Viewers may remember her from her role in the 50 Shades trilogy or from other Hallmark favorites like The Baker's Son and A Veteran's Christmas, but this performance feels especially personal. She delivers every line with emotional clarity, making Liara's transformation feel earned. Kevin McGarry, on the other hand, has long been a staple in the Hallmark universe. Best known for his roles in When Calls the Heart and Heartland, he brings his trademark mix of charisma and quiet strength to Leo. Off-screen, McGarry has been making headlines for his relationship with When Calls the Heart co-star Kayla Wallace. The two announced their engagement in December 2022 and privately married in September 2024. The love story that unfolded in real life only adds to the chemistry he brings to his roles. The film's score, composed by Maria Di Barry, is another standout. Blending traditional Italian instruments with modern romantic motifs, the soundtrack adds emotional layers to each scene. Pieces like Roma in Fiora and La Casa dei Ricordi underscore pivotal moments, from the couple's first kiss to the villa's final reveal, with elegance and warmth. Viewers have already started creating playlists featuring the movie's original score, which is available on most streaming platforms. Critical reception of Villa Amore has been overwhelmingly positive. Fans took to Twitter and Reddit immediately after the premiere, calling it Hallmark's best international movie yet, and a story that finally gets it right. While the Hallmark formula is often predictable, Villa Amore sets itself apart with its slower pace, emotional maturity, and cultural richness. One viewer wrote, "This isn't just a love story, it's a story about finding yourself, honoring your family, and falling back in love with life." Another fan posted, "I watched this with my mom and we both cried. Then we booked a trip to Rome." What lies ahead for the Villa Amore team remains to be seen. Rumors are already swirling about a sequel or spin-off set in Tuscany or Venice, continuing the Passport to Love series with another heartfelt tale. McGarry is reportedly attached to a new Hallmark project set in southern France, while Mumford may appear in a historical mystery set in Ireland. For now, though, Villa Amore stands alone as a cinematic love letter to Rome, to family, and to the power of new beginnings. In an era where love stories often feel rushed or overly manufactured, Villa Amore takes its time. It pauses to soak in the beauty of an olive grove, to breathe in the scent of espresso, to listen to the echoes of laughter bouncing off ancient stones. It invites us to slow down, to fall in love with small details, a cracked tile, a handwritten recipe, a stranger's kindness. These are the moments that make life rich. These are the moments Villa Amore gets exactly right. So whether you're a die-hard Hallmark fan or simply someone longing for a few hours of heartfelt storytelling and gorgeous visuals, Villa Amore is a journey worth taking. It reminds us that love doesn't always arrive when we expect it, but when it does, it can change everything. And sometimes, just sometimes, buying a rundown villa on impulse is the best decision you'll ever make.